So this really should be you saying this topic, but I'm going to throw it out there anyway. And my topic is going to be too real or not too real, but it's more about social media. So I'll tell you my stance on it, and then let's discuss it. I literally, in my role, obviously my job is to mentor. I mentor nurses, as you know, going into aesthetics. And every single one of them at some point will say something along the lines of, but I'm not comfortable doing that, so I'm not going to do that. I don't want to put my face on there. I'm not going to do that. And if I'm honest, my response is usually, don't hide behind that. Don't hide behind this pretend, almost a clinical mentality that's unprofessional. I think there is an element of hiding behind that statement. And also understanding that we're a business, and I think that's a really hard transition. So I think it's not a question of whether reels are suitable or whether you shouldn't be doing them. I think the question that we need to be asking is, why are people so frightened to put themselves out there? I think we've got to remember we are in an extremely big industry. I'm not going to throw away things like words like saturated, because again, I think that's blame shifting and we're hiding behind it. I think we need to view it that we're in an incredible industry. It's booming, it's growing. The world is crumbling, but aesthetics is growing. Yes. So that to me gives us massive hope that we're in exactly where we're meant to be. However, by saying we just get lost in the waves, I just don't get seen, I'm like one on my street, there's 5,000. One, how do you even know how many people are doing it? Far too much energy being wasted there rather than focusing on your own business. But I think what I would say about social media to me is especially when you're starting out, you have limited resources. Our biggest resource at the beginning is time, because we're not cash pots. So it's time. So we need to think about how we invest that time. And I think if we want people to buy into our business, the best way to do that is to showcase ourselves. So my synopsis on it is, you don't have to dance around, you don't have to do A, B or C. You need to put your personality there. So be clear about who you are, what you want people to know about you, and then by whatever means get that out there. There is not one size fits all.
I think from my experience, I've learnt this the hard way. So I didn't jump on the reels. I wouldn't talk to people on the stories. I didn't do any of that. No question and answers. And now I'm starting to. But mine didn't come from a professional worry. It came from a judged worry. So I grown up obviously in South Wales in a really small town where everyone knows everyone. And when I first started, obviously you split people. They're like, oh my God, she's doing that. And then I used to fear that people would think that I thought I was some kind of celebrity, because at that time, that's the people that were doing it, influencers. They'd be doing Q&As and posting videos of themselves and speaking to people as if they're fans. And I didn't want people to judge me and think, oh my God, look at her big head, she thinks she's got fans. So I almost shied away from it over worrying about other people's opinions, and I really regret it now, because I think I lost a bit of creativity and I missed a gap in the market that I could have done it, but I didn't. And my PA will say this, she's had to drag me kicking and screaming. I wish I could do your reels, they're amazing. Like, I have not got the confidence for that, but that's me. But
you are amazing, and that's not your voice.
No.
So you are authentic in your own right. You're putting yourself out there.
But I think you have really, when it comes to social media, you've got to let go of that fear. Yeah. Like you said, there's always a fear of whether it's professional fear or whether it's a judged fear from people you know or family, friends, or half the time there's not even friends. You worry about people that don't even know you. And that was my biggest worry. I had to get over people judging me and thinking that I thought I was something I wasn't. And then I thought it'd have the opposite effect and people wouldn't want to come to me because they thought I was a celebrity. But that was my standpoint on social media. But it's so important now.
It is. I mean, Meg, come on, let's be real. Like, we all subscribe to your reels because they're so entertaining, they're so engaging. But what would you say to someone who goes, because let's be fair, call a spade, you're going to get people who absolutely love it. I love your reels.
Yeah,
I
me
love
too.
them.
They're so creative.
And I could watch you all day. But you also know on the flip side, you're also going to get people who are going to say, but you're not worried that makes you look unprofessional.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
how would you not defend yourself, because you don't need to defend yourself, but what would you say to that person who thinks, I don't want to do that because maybe it'll make me look unprofessional?
Grow a backbone.
Absolutely. No, absolutely.
You're going to have a backbone. People aren't going to like you. You're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You're going to have people that, if you post an opinion, everyone is entitled to an opinion. Yeah. And as long as you know your copyright law, you understand how the world works, then, you're going to be protected. And like you said, make sure you have a damn good lawyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Get that retainer in.
Yeah, but there's always going to be someone to blame. But as to why you're not doing something. But actually, if you look a bit inwards, it's just yourself. Like you're scared of yourself because, I put a video out the other day and it got 64 views on TikTok. That's crap. Like that is rubbish. But someone saw it and someone might not get that treatment or might not do this or might message me. Like am I allowed to say names of apps and things?
I would not.
The social apps.
Yeah.
Social apps. So I use the two main social apps and I've started getting clients from alternative apps that I wouldn't have got them from before. And that just comes from putting yourself out there and not giving a damn. People are going to come for you no matter what you are doing. If you're doing nothing, someone will have something to say about it. Everyone will have an opinion, even if it's just like my eyebrows. I really like my eyebrows, but there is a whole hate group out there, I'm sure, about your eyebrows. But yeah, you are your own USP. No one is you. So, no matter whether that be if you don't want to dance around, don't dance around. If you want to have an opinion, even just I've got up today and I've done this and I've filmed what I'm doing, that's fine. You don't have to fit in with what everybody else is doing.
Yeah, do you know what? I think you're so right. And one of the things that a colleague said to me once, because I do put myself out there, I have actually been reported. Somebody reported one of my reels many moons ago, and it was really pretty tame. It was really tame and actually really mundane. But it was really tame. But actually, what was interesting, it was someone who did aesthetics 3 miles away from me.
Yeah.
And it was someone who clearly was threatened by that, and it didn't go anywhere because there was no evidence. There was nothing in it. And they literally said, just I wanted you to be aware of this. But obviously it's going to go nowhere. We're just saying. And it bothered me and it upset me. And I think I must have rang about 100 people that day, panicking, getting upset. Oh my God, what have I done? But the reality is, it's a shame, but people are going to come. People are going to try. And one of the reasons as well that I kind of delayed going for CQC for so long was because I was thinking, it's another thing that somebody can cause me aggro. But now I'm like you, grow a backbone. Now I sit there and think, do it, do it. Because do you know what? You'd have to get up really early to catch me out because there's nothing to catch out.
Yeah.
There is nothing in these issues. If you want to come and knock on my door, come in.
Yeah.
If you want to go through my cupboards, go through my cupboards. You want to look at my profit and loss, look at it. I'm so transparent. I try and be so authentic. And like you say, not everyone's going to like you, but you can't live in fear. And I think I have.
And I have.
You have. You clearly have just got far bigger cojones than
wild.
we.
She's
But
just
you're great.
I don't know about that.
No, but you sit there and say you have your own barriers with your confidence.
Yeah.
But for me, probably the same. But maybe that's just how long we've been in the industry. Maybe because
wasn't
for
like
you
this
it
at
was.
first.
It wasn't. So
No.
maybe because we've been in it a little bit longer. So
I need
we're
more
now,
people to come for me.
Yeah.
No, but maybe we're just getting past that. Let's hope we're getting past that where it's normal
People
to
are
just
batting
be
each other.
yourself rather than just be like, oh, there's something new. Attack.
But
Yeah.
social media's developed so much. Like when I first started in aesthetics, like the social media wasn't like that. You know, they weren't that interested in your pages. You didn't talk to people on social media. They were for befores and afters, and that is what you smashed on there every single day. A before and after, a before and after, a before and after. You didn't have to worry about collaging or editing or smoothing stuff. Like how many people I get now, they say you can't use my photo unless you smooth my spot by here and my eyes are awkward, so you need to make that bigger. People didn't care back then. Social media has changed so much now, and it's such a great tool. And like you said, I think you need to let go of the barriers and show yourself on that social media and who you are. And I think if you have staff as well, or people that work with you, put them on there. Like people love seeing my girls on there, and they, you know, it takes some of the work away from you as well. The worry if you have someone else to jump on as well.
Do you know what, you've just summed it up so well though, because I think when you have a larger clinic, there is that air of intimidation, of that fear of going into somewhere, or even if you're on your own, you're going in. Even forget that statement, actually, going in on your own. You know, if you're new, you've never had a treatment before, you've been anxious, you've been thinking about it forever.
Yeah.
And you're nervous about asking a question in case it's a stupid question. How nice is it that they can actually come in and go, oh, do you know what? I actually feel like I already know them a little bit.
Yeah.
I know what they're about, that family vibe, or whatever vibe it is. You know, I think we also need to kind of go back to the basics of business in the sense of decide who you are, what your practice is, what your strategy is, and put that out there.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be the same. We're not robotic. We're not autonomous, you know, in that sense. So as long as you know who you are, have faith and have confidence and show it off and stick with it, be consistent.
I think
Show up every day. That's what you have to do
Absolutely.
with social media every day, whether it's a photo of your coffee, a photo of your cat.
I do lots of coffee pictures.
Yeah.
I do.
Mine is alcohol, a wine. But as long as you're showing up every day, and it doesn't have to be you speaking, like that's really important. Like I think to get across when people say to reel or not to reel, I'd get nervous because I think, oh my God, I can't do that reel. But you can do your own little story. It doesn't. You don't even sometimes have to put much of your face behind a camera.
No, it will just evolve, I think, as well, when your business evolves with you. Because I think people are really worried, like with the before and afters, obviously, when you're first starting out, you don't necessarily have your clients when you're very first starting out. I mean, you know, when you've got your models and things like that, and you don't have your before and afters. But actually, like making a funny reel or something about your day, like costs nothing. And then even if you don't put up your before and afters, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not good. It just, you know, word of mouth will spread and they will come. Like
share the journey though. You
Exactly.
know, I've got my mentorship students and it'd be maybe 3 months before they pick up a needle and they'll say, oh, I don't need to look at my social media. So why not?
Yeah. You
do.
Share how you're feeling.
I started in lockdown and
share your journey, your story, your growth,
follow
your fears, your worries.
Definitely.
And do you know one of the things I liked about your social as well? Because that is the fact that you collaborate with people. And I think a lot of people, if they lack confidence, they hide away. They have this like, let's hide behind a nurse desk kind of mentality. You don't need to hide. It's not necessarily picking up a phone, but pick up your phone, message someone on social, go, really like your work.
Yeah.
You know, how did you do that?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And if you really like, you know, I've had people who've messaged me, friends, doctors, nurses, can I come and spend the day with you? Yeah, absolutely. And I look forward to doing the same with you. We can learn so much from each other, but we're never going to learn if we're hiding away and kind of like an assassin lurking around the corner.
No,
Let
definitely.
people in, let your guard down, have confidence that you are where you're meant to be, and roll with it.
It's just another learning tool, isn't it?
Of course it is.
Yeah, definitely.
Great topic.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Good.